Today, Saturday, the 25th of January 2025, we have some hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-picked events, which we share to members only, as well as having access to our top-notch match tutorial classes, both level 2 and level 3 master classes to take your winning to the next height, then of course you want to make sure to join the level 2 pro plan or level 3 master plan to start to have access to these features to take your winning to the next height. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. So without wasting time, let's first of all share the result which we have yesterday. So congratulations based on the event of yesterday to those of you that follow our pick, for we all registered wins. But before we proceed, let's look at the result. So looking at the event of yesterday, of course, we had 5 games we shared. And out of these 5, of course, we had 4 successful events. And I will share with you the result. We have just one event that had shortage in terms of goal. Looking at the first here, we looked at Croatia in the HNL. And we looked at Ipswich against Šibenik. And we said that there will be the possibility of 1.5 and 2.5 goals as the most safest outcome. It ended as 4 goals. It was successful. The only unsuccessful event here was in the Belgium Challenge Pro League, where we look at least 1.5 goals. The home team scored 1 and it ended 1-0. The next was in the Netherlands Eerste Divisie. We had 2 events in that list. Both of the 2 were successful. The first was Volendam against Maastricht. And we said Volendam is going to win. We also look at the possibility of 1.5 or 2 goals over. Both cases were successful. In the next, we looked at Roda against John Utrecht. We said that Roda is going to lead with double chance as well as 1.5 goals or 2 goals over. The home lead, 1.5 goal was successful and 2 goals over. The case was successful. In the Bundesliga of Germany, we looked at Wolfsburg against Holstein Kiel and we said that there will be the possibility of goals as the safest outcome. 1.5 goal or 2.5 goal in full time. We had 4 goals here and it was successful. This gave us a total of 4 out of 5 successful events. That is, out of 5, we had 4 successful events. And just ROWDM was unsuccessful with 1 goal in the first half and it just ended 1-0. So congratulations to those of you that make their pick here, especially goals possibility, looking at the list, the possibility of goals in the 1.5 and 2.5 goal, looking at least 2+ to 3 odd per sleep. So now let's proceed to the event of today. And now we are going to proceed to the event of today. But before we proceed, I have a quick announcement to make. If you come here to the front page of our channel here, on the home tab, you're going to see that we provide match prediction events to members only based on corner kicks as well as goal match prediction picks. We provide top-notch and epic video tutorial as well based on the different level plans, level 2 and level 3 master. Of course, once you become a member of either level 2 or level 3 pro plan, you're going to have access to our hand-picked match prediction events, which we share to members only, as well as our match prediction tutorials, which are master classes. Of course, also, if you come to this area that says video and click on it directly, you're going to see that we have recently published new video prediction strategy, which you can take advantage of it. For example, you have this particular tutorial here, which we have titled it as Expert Tip for Picking Winning Soccer Games or Matches, which of course we have explained some of the strategy you can use to start finding games to include in your sleep. Also, we have another one, which of course we also published it, that is 3 weeks ago, 5 hidden Sofascore features to make more win bet. Of course, we have explained some of the hidden features of Sofascore, which you can take advantage of it and start to make consistent win when it comes to Sofascore features. You want to make sure also to watch this free video tutorial, which we have shared. And there are a lot more if you scroll across this page, and you're going to see a lot more. Of course, if you become a member of the level 2 pro plan, you're going to have access to our top-notch betting class tutorials, which you can see level 2 pro classes tutorial. And here, once you become a member of the level 2 pro plan, you'll be able to watch all these video tutorials in one place. I'll put the link below this video description. You're going to see live match corner kick football soccer prediction strategy, which we share to members only. You're also going to have access to a simple trick to make consistent winning. Also, you're going to see this never seen soccer prediction strategy, which we have explained some hidden tips inside. Also, we have a straight win comeback soccer betting strategy that will amaze you, followed by tactical straight win and over 2.5 goal strategy for you to find games and include in your sleep. Also, there is another one, a 99% win rate strategy, which you can use as a member of the Level 2 Pro plan. And to those of you who become a member of the Level 3 Master Plan, you're going to have access to our Level 3 Master Classes, as of course you can see here. And once you become a member of the Level 3 Masterclass, you have access to all of these features, like our top secret AI tools, which we use to find straight win events as well as goals probability event. We also have top corner kick, game changer, match prediction strategy, which of course we have reviewed our top secret website and strategy together with an app which we use to find corner kicks, which of course you're going to have access to those hidden features and secrets. We also have AI tools that we use, of course, followed by home and away win match prediction strategy, step by step being explained. And lastly, over 2.5 goal prediction strategy to beat the bookies and win even more. Once you become a member of the Level 3 Masterclass, of course, you're going to have access to all of these features to start taking your winning to the next height. And if you're a member of Level 3 Masterclass, of course, you're also going to have access to all Level 2 features, which we have just explained. And that being said, let's now look at the event of today. You can see that we have different classes level 2 Pro and Level 3 Master. And once you become a member, you're going to have access not only to our top-notch betting class tutorials to take your winning to the next height, but you also have access to our handpicked events, which we share to members only. So becoming a member will give you an upper hand to take winning to the next height. So now, without wasting time, let's look at events of today. Looking at the first event, we are looking at England in the Premier League. We are looking at the match between Liverpool against Ipswich. For this particular event, the recent performance of Liverpool, especially at home, have proved to be offensive. They've had games, especially in the CL, the Champions League, and also in the FAC, that is the FA Cup, and their performance have been great. Comparing to that of Ipswich, on the other hand, they concede much as compared to that of Liverpool. Now they are coming to meet in this tournament of the Premier League, and looking at the form of Liverpool at home, you're going to see that, of course, Liverpool proved to be on a better stand, sitting on the third place. They've had 11 goals scored in 5 events, 5 goals conceded. That's a good offense. And looking at that of Ipswich, on the other hand, the defensive line is not very tight, and the offense is average. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, of course, Liverpool, the home team, have proved to be offensive. And since the defensive line of the away Ipswich is not very tight, we want to look at Liverpool to have that advantage to have goals probability. And since the defensive line of Liverpool is also not very tight, we want to look at least the possibility of 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we'll still look at England in the Premier League, this time Southampton against Newcastle. For this event, the recent performance of Southampton at home have proved to be conceding as much as they can. They concede much of goals based on recent events they've had, but that of Newcastle, on the other hand, have proved to have a greater offense. And since looking at the stand comparison of these two in terms of the home and away game played by form, the way Newcastle have proved that they have a good offense in terms of recent event they have had, scoring 11 goals in 5 events and conceding 6. But that of the home, Southampton, as you can see, proved that the home performance have not been very great on recent event game played with a very weak defensive line. And looking here at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the defensive line of the home, Southampton, have proved to be weak based on recent event they have had. They concede a lot of goals, and since its opponent, on the other hand, is a high striking team, and the performance recently have proved to be great, we are looking at the fact that it's going to take advantage of the weak defense of the home. And since the home is coming home and we also want to impress, we want to look at least the probability of 1.5 goals in full time due to the weak defense of the home, as well as 2 goals over. So we are looking at goals probability, 1.5 goal as one of the major pick, as well as 2 goals over for this particular event in full time. Looking at the next, we'll still look at England in the Premier League, but this time Wolves against Arsenal. The recent performance of the home and away in terms of recent gameplay they have had, of course, looking at Wolves' performance at home have proved that the defensive line is not very tight. And looking at Arsenal, on the other hand, they have proved to be of great offense in terms of recent game they have had. And of course, the recent head-to-head which they met, Arsenal played at away and they lead by 2-0. This time it is going away still, and by the performance in terms of form, Arsenal, the away team, have proved to stand on a better position on the league table, on the 4th place, and scoring 15 goals in 5 events. That's a good offense, and the defense is not also very tight. But that of Wolves, based on the home games, based on home event they have had, have proved that the defensive line is not very tight. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, Arsenal, the away team, have proved to be very offensive based on recent event they have had. And the offensive line have proved to be very great, but that of the home defense is not very tight. So we want to look at Arsenal to take that advantage to either lead this game in full time as one of the major picks, and want to look also at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. These are our 2 major picks for this event. Looking at the next here, we have Scotland in the Premiership, a match between Celtic against Dundee. The recent performance of Celtic at home have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had. They have had games in the Champions League against Young Boys, having a lead, and also in the SC, which is in the Scottish Cup, and in the Premier League. Their performance have proved to be great. And looking at Dundee, also on the other hand, they also have great offense in terms of recent events they have had. They are coming to meet for this particular tournament, and looking at the form of Celtic based on recent events they have had at home, Celtic proved to lead this table with a very high offensive rate and great defense. They are having an average goal score rate of above 3. And of course, its opponent, on the other hand, based on the defensive line, have proved not to be very tight in defense. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, Celtic, the home, have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had. The defensive line is also very tight. And looking at its opponent, on the other hand, it had a lose head-to-head recently against Celtic. This time, it want to impress. And as a result, Dundee, the away team, want to try every possibility to defend, not to allow Celtic to score a lot of goals this time. But Celtic, on the other hand, will still want to outperform, to try every possibility to have netted goals. As a result, there will be more blocks by the away team, causing Celtic to have more corner kicks. I want to look at Celtic for corners in this event, at least Celtic, which is the home team, to have over 2 corner or over 3 corner kicks in this event in full time. Therefore, we are looking at 2.5 corner kick for the home team or 3 corner kick for the home team. That is 2 corners or 3 corners over for Celtic. This is our major pick for this particular event. Looking at the next, we'll look at Turkey in the Super League, Galatasaray against Konyaspor. For this event, Gala, based on recent events they have had at home, based on recent game played, have proved to have a greater offense, scoring at least 3 and 2 goals in each event, and even 4 goals. And its opponent, on the other hand, have proved not to have a very tight defense. They are coming to meet in this tournament, and looking at Gala recent game performance in terms of form by home game play, Gala have proved to have high offense, scoring 13 goals in 5 game play. Its opponent, on the other hand, of course, have proved that the defensive line is not very tight. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, Gala have proved to have a very great offense. And since the defensive line of its opponent is not very tight, we want to look at Gala to take that advantage to either lead this game in full time as one of the major picks. Of course, since the defensive line also of the way is not very tight, we want to look at least Gala to score goals. So we want to look at goals probability. Either Gala to lead or just looking in combination for 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. These are our 2 major picks. 1, Gala to lead. 2, at least 1.5 goal to occur in this event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Netherlands in the Eredivisie, PSV Eindhoven against NAC Breda. The recent performance of PSV Eindhoven at home have proved to be very offensive, scoring 5, 2, and 3 goals in each event. NAC Breda, on the other hand, have not had a very tight defense recently with an average offense. Of course, looking at the performance of recent game played they've had by the home and away performance in terms of form, the PSV Eindhoven, which is the home, have proved to have a great offense, leading this table, scoring 22 goals in 5 events, conceding just 3. High offense and high defense. But that of NAC Breda, on the other hand, in terms of the away game played, have proved that the defensive lineup is not very tight, and want to look at 2 to 3 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, the performance of PSV have proved to be very offensive on recent games they have had. And since the defensive line of the away is not very tight, we look at PSV to take that advantage. So 1, we are looking at PSV to lead. 2, the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time. And 3, the possibility of at least 2 goals over. These are our major pick for this particular event. Looking at the next, we looked at Greece in the Super League. AEK Athens against Panetolikos. For this event, of course, the performance of the home based on recent event have proved how offensive they are. Of course, its opponent, on the other hand, also is a very defensive team. And looking at the recent stats performance in terms of form by the home and away, AEK and 10 have proved to have a very tight defense and good offense. But the away team also, on the other hand, is a very also good defensive team and with an average offense. And looking at everything in place, want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, the home have a very high offense. And since the defense of the away is also tight, they will not want the home team to have too much of goals. As a result, there'll be blocks by the away causing more corners. And since the home team want to impress by causing win here, of course, the away will not want to allow this to happen by causing more defensive line. As a result, more blocks of shoot on and off target, resulting to corner kick for the home team. So look at the home to have over 2 corner kicks and over 3 corner kicks for this event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Portugal in the Liga Portugal, Casa Pia against Benfica. Looking at the performance of Pasiak, that is Casa Pia, based on recent event they have had, the defensive line is not weak, but of course they do concede as well. But Benfica, on the other hand, have a very great offense. Looking at the stand performance in terms of recent event they've had by the home and away form, you're going to see that by the way, Benfica, of course, is a very offensive team with a defense that is not also very tight, but that of Casa Pia, based on home, have a defensive line which proved to be very weak. And looking at everything in place, we're looking at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, Benfica have a great offense. And since the home team with the weaker defense is coming home, and it is at home, you want to take that home advantage to cause more blocks and defend. And as a result, Benfica, which is a team high in corner kicks, wanted to come here, want to outperform the home. And since the home also want to defend, they'll be shoot more on and off target by Benfica, causing blocks, and want to look at Benfica for corner kick. Number 1, Benfica to have over 2 corner kicks. Number 2, Benfica to have over 3 corner kicks. And we are looking at corner kick for Benfica in full time. These are our major pick. That is 3, 2, 3, and even 4 corner kicks for Benfica in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Belgium in the Jupiter Pro League, Club Brugge against Kortrijk. For this event, of course, the performance of Club Brugge, based on recent event they've had, have proved that they are very offensive, scoring at least 4-2 goals and 3 in each event. But that of Kortrijk, on the other hand, proved that the defensive line is not very tight. And looking at the stand performance of Kortrijk against Club Brugge, the performance of Club Brugge at home have proved to be very offensive. And standing here, leading this table with 21 goals scored in 5 events, shows that the offensive power is very strong. And looking at its opponent, on the other hand, the defensive line is not great. They have conceded up to 14 goals in just 5 events. And here we are looking at 2 major picks here in full time. In this particular event for the Belgium Challenge Pro League, of course, we are looking at the home team, Club Brugge, having a very high offensive power. And since the defensive line of its opponent is very, very weak, we are looking at the home team, Club Brugge, to take advantage of that weak defense to either lead this match in full time as one of the major picks. Also, we are looking at least 1.5 goal in full time for this particular event. Looking at the next, we look at France in the Ligue 1, a match between PSG against Reims. For this event, PSG, based on recent event, have proved to be very offensive, having great game played, especially in the Champions League against Man City, where they have a lead 4-2. And the offensive line has been great, 2 and 3. But that of its opponent, Reims, on the other hand, have proved to concede. And you can see recent event played against Saint-Etienne. Now they are coming to meet for this particular tournament game played. The form of the home team, PSG, have proved to be good. And looking at PSG, they lead this table, scoring 10 goals in 5 events with a great defense. We are looking at a great offense of the home team. Looking at the defensive line of the away, Reims, they are not very tight in defense. And looking at everything in place, we look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event, PSG is the upper hand for this particular event, is the favorite. And with a higher offensive power, we looked at it to either lead this match in full time or to give it a double chance because it stands the greater chance for this event. So 1, PSG to lead, 2, a double chance for PSG. We're just looking at least 1.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next, we look at Portugal in the Liga Portugal, Sporting against Nacional. For this event, the recent game played of Sporting have proved how offensive they are. Of course, its opponent, Nacional, also on the other hand, is also a high conceding team. Of course, the stand performance based on recent event they've had, Sporting in the home performance, have proved that, of course, they're having a very high offense and a great defense. That of its opponent, Nacional, on the other hand, is also a team which defensive line is not very tight and want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, Sporting want to impress. Having a high offensive power with a weak defense of the away, of course, we look at Sporting to take that advantage to either lead the away team in full time. Also, Sporting having a great offensive rate with high striking power The defense of the away also may want to improve. But of course, Sporting is a good team when it comes to corner kicks, and the high striking power in terms of shoot on and off target, which will be blocked by the away Nacional, which will not want to allow Sporting to lead, will cause high probability of corner kick for Sporting. So we are looking at Sporting to have over 2 corner kicks, Sporting to have over 3 corner kicks, and also Sporting to have at least 4 corner kicks in this event in full time. So we'll look at corner kick for Sporting in this event in full time. And to those of you who want to have access to our handpick event, which we share to members only, our top list of goals, match prediction picks, as well as corner kick events, which we share to members only, then you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro plan or the Level 3 Masterclass plan to have access to this feature to take your winning to the next height. To those of you who want to join, the link, of course, is below this video description. Of course, don't also forget to make sure that you take advantage of our handpick or our Masterclass tutorials, which we have packaged them in the one package as Level 2 Pro plan and Level 3 Masterclasses, which we have just shared. And once you become a member, you just want to navigate to the link below this video, click on it, and take advantage of all these video tutorials in one place. Start to watch them and implement the strategy we have explained and start to take your winning to the next height. So good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.